Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Avowed with me, BringItDon. Before we cross the bridge, let's make a small detour, as it's come to my attention that I missed an item. I really don't think it's of any consequence, but who am I to leave loot behind? Alright. Add that to my collection of consumables I'll never use. Oh, desecration of some corpses and some vandalism of some ancient pottery. All in a day's work for the envoy. Can we go down there? It seems a little sketchy, so I will save. This screams, hey, there's gonna be a cave in the cliffside. Geronimo! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gravity wins again. Well, now we know, right? Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Nice work.
Thank you, Marius. Yeah, run at me again. Alright, do it again. Not that one. Oh.
One for you. That's one for us.
I parried those weird attacks and it didn't really go in my favor. Especially with everything else going on. Now, if only games like Skyrim and stuff had a more interactive combat system. Like Morrowind had one. Not with parries and the like, but depending on which way you're moving when you attacked, it changed the attack you did, and different weapons had different damage values for like a thrust versus a slash. Which is neat, you know, it added some variety to the combat.
Think the Delemgan did all that? Or maybe the land itself?
Right behind you. Next one's mine.
You're not sure if there was a easier way down. Actually, it looks like there was an easier way down right there. When I see enemies, I get a little tunnel visioned. And I close with and destroy the enemy. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just plants sneaking through. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, that's fine. Here, let's see how it does. Does not do well. Does not do well at all. Can't say I'm a fan. Alright. I'm wasting my time there. I'm out of second wind, so I gotta get to work.
You may approach me, godlike. Ah, a welcome visitor. It has been so long since one of your kind has walked in this grove.
Well, I didn't... I mean, there was some walking for sure, but definitely fought my way in here. You mean a godlike?
I mean one from the land, your kind. But why have you come here?
I came looking for an adragan heart. Perhaps you can help me.
A curious thing for Kith to want. Even one as special as you. It belonged to one who tended this grove for longer than I have been here.
What happened to them?
Sickness changed them, as it has recently changed so many creatures in these woods. It no longer recognized us as their kin. We had to stop them before their madness damaged the land.
You killed them.
When we become enemies of the land, it goes against our nature. We had no choice. But it is over now. All that remains is their heart. Our kind has no need for such remembrances. It would cause us no pain to part with it. But wait. No. No. So many dead. So many of my kin are dead by your hand.
They attacked me. Hey, 9 out of 9. There's no time for words. I need the adragan's heart to fight the Dream Scourge.
I see. The wilds can be dangerous for your kind. Take it, and go in peace.
Many thanks.
I can't believe you pulled that off.
Me neither.
Now, let's get out of here before she notices my wood pistol grip.
Alright, so we got ourselves an adragan heart. This heart feels as solid as crystal and as tender as flesh. The adragan who lost it must have been both ancient and powerful. It thrums with spiritual energy waiting to be unleashed. Yeah, they were all hostile towards me, possibly because I took that one flower. Maybe they weren't normally all hostile, they're probably neutral. Garland of the Wild Groves. Grants poison proofed. Plus 30% resistance to poison accumulation. That's not bad for fighting the spores. This necklace is made of numerous still living flowers, given freely from the bodies of Delemgan. Originally made for an elder druid from the forests of Irglonfoth, centuries ago. The garland has since made its way to the living lands, where the latent essence in the air nourishes the flowers, imparting a measure of protection against the natural world upon its wearer. Not the most exciting unique I've found.
You've returned.
Hello. I'm sorry to have disturbed you.
There is no need to be.
Alright. Cool. Left on good terms despite the slaughter committed out here. I guess we could have snuck around, but yeah, I think their fate was sealed when I stole that flower from the group of 3. Delemgan Glade Note. I've met their queen. The community they have here is beautiful, alien, familiar and foreign all at once. I'm not sure I'd ever be able to pull myself away from this. It makes the harshness of my reality softer. I cannot leave. It is only through the mercy of the Queen and my extreme caution in navigating their halls peacefully and secretly that I've avoided a grim and final fate. I spoke too openly of my desire to publish my observations. If I had been more reticent, if I had lied, told them I was nothing but a lost, lucky traveler, maybe I would be free, or maybe I would be dead. They are kind to me. I get food, shelter, even the rare attempt at conversation. But my passion, my life force, lives by the scratch of pen on paper, the heated debate of science, the delight of research. They grow discordant when they see me write. I understand why. If I come across them carving messages in the dried flesh of dead kith, my horror would be great. I certainly would not provide them with said carcasses to carve. So I pass my days here, a parched man floating along in an ocean. All the knowledge I've ever desired laid out before me, with not a single way to record it. Obsidian prayer beads. Oh, another piece of the totem. Grants better thoughts. Critical hits deal high poison accumulation. The sharp talons hanging from these prayer beads uncurl ever so slightly when fresh blood is spilled nearby. I guess we're over this corner of the map. We get back here and turn in this heart and proceed with the main quest a little bit.
I only carry the freshest herbs, mind you, plucked from the best sources.
And I really loved him, you know, deep down.
But did you ever talk to him?
No, I did not. I wrote him poems, though.
You did not.
I surely did. Want to hear one? Arocco, you are not lazy. You make me crazy. Your eyes are like berries. They make me merry. The end.
A fine poem. Romantic-like.
I thought so too.
Those guys have been drunk off their rocker for a while now.
You're an Adiran, you're very resourceful, and a more than capable companion for poor Giatta.
You have any idea what it took to get that heart?
Nature is as stubborn as ever, I see. Fair enough. Here's payment for your troubles. Now that I've got the heart, my thirsty invention will drink deeply of its essence. All that's left to do is calibrate it. First things first. Let's have a look at your soul. I'm going to ask some questions to induce a metaphysical quiver. No, not to worry, just testing your reflexes. Let's start with an easy one. You wake up on a beach, looking up into the sun. Your hands are covered in blood.
What kind of question is that?
It's less of a question and more of a stimulus. As long as you're honest, there's no wrong answer.
I mean, I would wash my hands, probably. Leave to go, I don't know. I guess, yeah. I'll wash my hands in the sea and leave.
All right. Let's try some word association. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Pendulum.
Blade. Oh, clock.
Chrysalis.
Armor. Protection.
A prison made of doors, a grave dug with fear.
Hello? You still with me?
Yeah, when he said chrysalis, I was thinking the chrysalids from XCOM. I think my soul is particularly sensitive to your examination.
In that case, let's stop it before I do any lasting damage. Hey, let's go over your results. Your soul is like a piece of sea glass. All the edges are smoothed down. Quite beautiful, really. Your godlike nature is a marvel to behold.
Wonder if that's the same answer regardless of like what answers you give him. Can you tell me who's godlike I am?
Usually all it takes is a mirror. Not my area of expertise, I'm afraid. What I see is something entangled about your soul. An outside presence that both is and isn't a part of you. It's old, dark, and rather tricky to pin down. Very interesting.
What is it doing to me?
Nothing harmful. At least not yet. Fascinating. Thank you for getting my machine calibrated again. But you came for Giatta's theory of the dream scourge. Between the two of us, she's on to something. Our farms are in great peril. The essence has been drained from the land. Diverted, like the flow of a river.
So Giatta's right. Why didn't anyone step in to defend her?
And risk joining her in exile? No. Without this workshop, we have nothing.
Pathetic.
Regardless, essence doesn't just disappear. It must be going somewhere. All I can tell you is keep looking. You'll find what you're after. As much as I hate giving people bad news, that's all I have. Please give Giatta my fondest regards.
Absolutely not.
Keep looking, huh? I'm getting a bad feeling about what we'll find.
Yeah, I'll be honest. He lost me when he started talking about souls. What did I miss?
It was funny. I couldn't see him past Kai.
I hope you find answers, even if you don't like where they lead.
Sacrificing your principles and morals for... You could argue it's selfless reasons because the workshop is benefiting everybody, yada yada yada, but I think it comes across as more selfish. Stand up for what you believe in, even if it costs you. A lot of people are afraid to do that.
I have a lot of packing ahead of me, but I've earned a short rest.
I've met with all of the animancers.
Good timing. I'm about ready to get started. So, did you learn anything of particular interest?
Something is draining the life from your farms. The only question is what.
And why? It's almost like something is lashing out, defending itself. Look at us. Barely even started, and already we're making progress. Monto's machine is working, Elia will keep an eye on her revenants, and Yvette and Remy are providing us an alibi.
Are we studying the Dream Scourge or planning a heist?
Under the circumstances, the two are not so different. I needed those animancers for more than their expertise. Monto's invention nullifies spiritual interference. Having it up and running means we won't get any false signals. Whenever I tap into an Adra pillar, Elia's farmhands tend to get a little bitey. Thanks to you, they won't be a problem. And then there's Yvette and Remy, the governor's eyes and ears. In exchange for privacy, I gave them a test subject. I'd call that a good day's work.
Hope their expertise was helpful as well.
Absolutely. I wanted to see the Dream Scourge through different perspectives. Thanks to you, I have. Now we just need the right equipment for the job. When my parents died, they left me their life's work. An invention like no other. The phantasmal focus.
I'm guessing you want to study the Dream Scourge by filtering out local interference.
Exactly. There are many ways of going about it, but my mother's invention will get us quick results. The problem is it's in the basement. I haven't gone down there since the accident. Since they died.
I can't blame you for avoiding a place like that.
I would get it myself, but I'm not ready to face what's down there.
What's down there?
Terrible mistake. The door to the basement is just outside, around the corner. Of course you'll need a key. Please excuse the mess.
Also, now's not the time to be vague. Sending me down there, you should tell me what it is. You guys be like, oh, a terrible mistake.
I don't go into the lab anymore.
No reason to be obtuse just for drama's sake. Giatta's basement key. The key opens the basement door to the Castell family lab. Giatta entrusted it to you, because she won't go down there herself. Touching it instills a sense of worry, as it holds some lived experience. And we leveled up. So next to the chopping block, we can do Stunning Blows 2. Oh, that's cool. I haven't really looked at anything past, where we've made it. I don't remember if I read these. Oh, built to destroy. I mean, that's a decent utility, but really, how often am I going to use that in combat? I have plenty of food, so that's... yeah, it's not necessary. That'd be a better, like, level 1 ability, not level 10. Let's do Stunning Blows 2. So power attacks with maces and two-handed hammers deal plus 40% stun. We don't get a point every level. That's disappointing.
If that's where her parents died, I'm glad we can spare her from having to go back.
Okay, walking into the basement of an animancer I just met. Right, feels great.
Something's not right here. Stay ready.
Yeah, I know.
Haven from the blight. Who grows here?
Should have told me what's down here. Arthur Castell's will. Did Giatta leave my mother's amulet? The only piece of the Valiant Republics I took from home. One condition is that she wear it as a reminder that we all come from somewhere. May she find comfort in a chain that binds the present to the past. I'll leave her also the house, the laboratory, and her inventions. Yes, all of them. With no conditions or expectations to weigh her down. Forgive us. I do wish we could still see his shark amulet with that costume on, or outfit. The many faces of Bareth. How fitting that we know the god of cycles, doorways, mortality, and inevitability is Bareth, while the Valians know this very same god is Serrano. For if nothing else, Bareth teaches us that duality exists in all things. There is life in death, and death in life. Embrace this duality, and you honor Bareth. In the ruins of Glonfoth, Bareth is depicted in the form of two semi-skeletal figures, one male, one female. Bunin E. Anq, and Anq E. Bunin. Literally life and death in life in the Glonfothan tongue. Male and female, inside and outside, life and death. We often think of Bareth by imagining two sides of coin, or the two endpoints of a journey. It's said that Bareth has the most petitioners of every god, and this is likely true. Who amongst us has not prayed for the cycle to hiccup? Who has not, in a moment of sadness, yelled at Bareth to make an exception for our fallen loved ones? Bareth may not rescue our loved ones, but it answers our prayers in its own divine way. Bareth is the god that makes life end in death, but it is also the god that makes death end in life. Bareth, Serrano, Bunin E. Anq, Anq E. Bunin. Whichever the many names you prefer to use, deserves our prayers, for it has given us the promise of life's eternal renewal. Cordella Castell's will. Honor insists that I write something down in case the worst should come to pass. What inheritance do I have to offer? What legacy do I leave? I took no possessions from the homeland. I own nothing but my ambition and my mistakes. The ink is blotched, as if someone tapped their quill to the parchment several times before continuing. To Giatta, I leave my unshakable resolve, the determination to see her plans through to the bitter end, and the presence of mind to remember what is important. Let her have all of my best qualities. Should the experiment fail, I won't need them anymore. Not where I'm going. The Gift-Bearer's Pilgrimage. A gift-bearer of Andra is traveling along the road when she meets a man in tears holding a scrap of parchment. "Why do you weep?" asks the gift-bearer. "I hold here a letter from my wife. I try to be a good husband, but the letter says that I was not. That she has gone to seek the company of a better man. Now this is all that remains of her." "Give the letter to me then," says the gift-bearer. "For once you have forgotten the letter, your wife can cause you no further pain." The man gives her the letter and finds his tears have dried up. He thanks the gift-bearer and leaves at peace. The gift-bearer continues on, contemplating the man's story. Does not get far before she encounters an old woman in tears holding a string of beads. "Why do you weep?" asks the gift-bearer. "I hold here a string of beads that counted the years of my daughter's life. Sickness took her while she was still a child, and she was denied the joys of a full life, and I the joys of a mother. This is all that remains of her." "Give the beads to me then," says the gift-bearer. "Once you've forgotten the beads, your daughter can truly rest." The old woman gives her the beads and finds her grief no longer gnaws at her soul. She thanks the gift-bearer and leaves at peace. Thinking of the woman's pain, the gift-bearer follows the road until she reaches the sea. In her hand she carries a letter and the beads. They are light in her hands but heavy upon her heart, and she is crying. She prays to Andra to allow the objects to be forgotten and cast them into the water. And yet, long after they have sunk beneath the waves, the gift-bearer finds herself still weeping. "Merciful Andra," pleads the gift-bearer, "in your service I have helped people forget their troubles. Yet though I pass them on to you, I feel them still as though they were mine. How can this be?" The gift-bearer listens to the wisdom of the crashing waves until she understands. To feel the troubles of others in your soul is a burden itself. However, she has no token to give to Andra to bear it away, for the troubles are not hers to forget. "I give myself to you then," says the gift-bearer. "For once I am in your care, no memory may haunt me." And with that, the tide comes forth and embraces the gift-bearer, and when it ebbs, she is gone. Otter Castell's journal. Cordella is right, of course. We could refine the phantasmal focus for the rest of our lives, or we could put it to good use. So why do I have such doubts? Our plan has always been to tinker with the natural order, but nature's not orderly in the living lands. If we poke too hard at nature, who's to say something else won't poke back at us? Concern letter. My friends, you spend too much time in the privacy of your lab. I know that words were exchanged and more than one ego was bruised after that incident at the workshop, but the damage is superficial. Our community is ready to welcome you back with open arms. For the moment, I'm seeing to Giatta's education, but I urge you to give her the attention she deserves. She's a promising young woman at a difficult and influential time of her life, and she needs the counsel of her family now more than ever. Harry Quilici. Abaddon's Hands. Of all the stories of all the gods, no doubt one of the most charming is the legend of Abaddon's Hands. In some cultures, Abaddon's hands are tiny, cheerful creatures that hide in the walls and in the cracks between paving stones. In others, they are silent men of stone who roam distant lands. In all such tales, however, they are Abaddon's constructs, built in his image to continue his good work of creating strong and wondrous things in this world. Maybe not so. Thus, upon spying a mighty mountain peak, or a row of Adra pillars, or another natural marvel, parents and nursemaids will tell young children that these are the work of Abaddon's hands. Such is the appeal of Abaddon as a deity, as it is through his legend that we recognize familiar shapes in the natural world. Thus, when we see a landform that resembles a colonnade, or an arched gate, or a mighty home, we see a hand and a purpose at work that is not unlike our own. While Abaddon's own identity as a construct is alienating to some, to many of us, his crude yet practical shape is comforting. While the other gods take the form of birds, beasts, and sea, Abaddon takes the shape of our most common tools and constructions. His debasement and a body of iron elevates our own works and labors, and offers us a grand hope. For if a god could rebuild himself out of iron, what wonders might Kith create with their own hands? Worried scribblings. The device should not work, and yet it does. Therein lies the problem. Theory and reality are in conflict, and to succeed without comprehension is worse than failure. I have learned nothing, and can assume nothing about the limitations of this invention, which frightens me almost as much as Cordella's insistence that we keep going. All I know is that the device is tapped into something. I believed it was the essence of the living lands. What if I am wrong? What if it's... Several paragraphs have been violently scoured from the page. Have we transgressed so far into the unknowable that we're blind to the grave we dug ourselves? I must make preparations for Giatta's future. Dusty letter from Maxim Vidaro. Arter, you have everything you need. After Cordella's outburst at the workshop, they say she's retreated into her private lab, which is perfectly fine, but I worry about you and little Giatta. Let me know if you need anything, even if it's just to talk. I understand your research has made some ambitious strides. Good for you both. When you're ready to surface again, we have a game of Hazatoa to finish. I keep the pieces warm. We did see that board in the governor's mansion. Maxim Vidaro, governor of Fiora Messaverno. Now that's the father of the guy. Shoot. The current Vidaro in charge. Cordella Castell's journal.
I feel pretty certain that those people aren't supposed to be plants.
What a horrific fate.
Beauty reborn. A life of peace.
Arter has been quiet lately, so I know he's worried about the experiment. He thinks the island will object to our interference, as if such a thing were even possible. Clearly our daughter is cut from my side of the family. I can't wait to teach her everything we've learned. With any luck, Giatta will be as wild and audacious as the forces at play around her. Hidden letter. Cordella, think of animancy as a lantern in the night. Weak flame sputters, offers a mere glimpse of the cold emptiness beyond. Just enough light to wander a few steps ahead, then scamper back to the safety of home. The time has come for you to take your lantern deeper into the night. Even if you vanish into a place where none dare follow, imagine how much farther your daughter can go with you lighting her path. Heed our advice. When the phantasmal focus is ready, do not hesitate. Animancy is a mere lantern, but you have invented a lighthouse. We suggest you use it. Your old friends. The letter is signed with a crooked drawing of an eye and multicolored ink. Oh, the obscured hand or whatever they're called.
Gods. We can leave now, right?
Poor Giatta. To think she's been living with this right under her nose.
Alright, the Phantasmal Focus. This animancy device was invented by Arthur and Cordelia Castell before their untimely deaths. Giatta is probably the only animancer in existence who knows how it works.
I don't. Anyone know what happened back there?
I think those were Giatta's parents, or whatever's left of them.
So they're dead?
Or something like that.
Gods, I can't believe this.
Guess they tapped into whatever force created us. Whoever's godlike we are.
You're back. You found it. You actually found my inheritance. Did you see my mother and father? Are they still there?
Giatta, you might have warned me.
I didn't have the words. All that's really down there is an unhappy memory. One that keeps on growing.
Yeah, one I almost blasted away with my pistol. I don't mean to pry. We can talk more later if that would be better.
For the time being, that would be best. With the phantasmal focus, I can finally tap directly into the essence of the living lands. I can also use it to smack around anyone who gets in our way.
You want to use that thing as a weapon?
Don't worry. It's more durable than it looks. Kind of like me. The only thing we're missing now is an Adra pillar. And I know the perfect one.
Naku Tedek.
Naku
Oh
Tedek.
man, I called it.
The old godless ruin west of Eora. There should be some equipment waiting for us.
We could always use the Adra pillar in the workshop.
That rugged thing? It's as dry as a bone. Hardly any essence left. Even if it wasn't, I'm not exactly welcome in the workshop these days.
What is animancy equipment doing in some old ruin?
We used it to study the Adra pillar. Then some priests moved in and took offense at our work. I hope they haven't tampered with the equipment, or this will be a very short experiment.
I have little experience with godless ruins.
Naku Tedek is special. I used to play there as a child and take rubbings of the memorial plaques. Historians think it may have once been a burial ground, a place where souls can return to the earth. So, we kept the tradition alive. Many of our founders are buried there, though not all of them, as you discovered. Well, that covers everything. Let's go. The Dream Scourge can't hide for long. Before we head out, let's make the most of our time in Fior. No telling how long we'll be gone. I almost forgot. Someone gave me a letter for you. They said it was for the Envoy's eyes alone.
You read it, didn't you?
I may have glanced at the handwriting. Don't worry, your secrets are safe. And I hate to be a problem, but I do my best work in small groups. Chalk it up to performance anxiety.
Where was this performance anxiety when you were shouting in Vidaro's face?
That was not my finest hour. I was so angry. Mistakes were made. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, I don't want there to be any mistakes.
Marius, going back to camp. I won't be long.
Sounds good. I need to do some hunting anyway.
Once we're all together, we should trade ghost stories. Best way to get acquainted. In the meantime, let's be off.
New companion. I like that artwork. Giatta uses animancy to understand the world around her. While the science of souls remains controversial, she believes the untapped essence of the living lands can and should be put to good use. She'll approve her convictions by supporting the party in battle. Armed with a phantasmal focus, she draws on the spiritual currents of the living lands to heal and defend her friends. Abilities Purification. Giatta calls forth an invigorating wave of energy that heals allies by 25% of their maximum health. And Spectral Jolt. Or does Giatta empower and activate essence generators? We do come across a lot of those. Alright, so Giatta has Purification. Giatta calls forth an invigorating wave of energy that heals allies by 25% of maximum health. We saw that already. Barrier. Giatta grants all allies a shield that provides temporary health for 20 seconds. Acceleration. Giatta increases the move speed and attack speed of all allies for 15 seconds. And Reconstruction. Giatta's attacks heal all allies by a small amount. Well, she seems fantastic. Though the problem is, I have a lot of healing in my own kit, but the damage that takes me out, it's happened so fast. I don't have a chance to heal. But this seems pretty good, because the first upgrade will do boosted essence. Purification heals allies by 50% of their maximum health. Sure. And then we'll do essence shielding. Increases damage reduction of allies by 20% for 15 seconds. That seems pretty good. And constant healing, so Giatta's attacks heal all allies by a small amount. Sure. We'll do that one. And then could also do barrier. So Giatta grants all allies a shield that provides temporary health for 20 seconds. Cool. Alright, well I'm going to call it here. Next time we will fast travel to the camp in Nakutadek, speak to Giatta and Marius. Look at Giatta's outfits. And go from there. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.